Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel in 2021. This is already day 60 of my Jaguar S-Type restoration project, and I'm gonna continue where I got stuck last time with the left hand front suspension steering link. This year I found a torch underneath my Christmas tree which should help break this nut free. Not yet. Unfortunately, the bolt starts stripping out. The good old water pump pliers may help here. Okay, something was spinning, but I don't think the right part. Oh yes, the socket here underneath doesn't seem to be connected with the stud. Was now trying to grab the stud with my water pump pliers, and the consequence is the threads are already destroyed. Okay, that's a little tool but quite effective. The nut is already all the way through at the top, but of course not on the bottom, and I also don't want to hurt the vertical link that shall be kept for the rebuild. Next round. I have two more of those, luckily. Oh no, I had two more of those. The bolt is broken. Yeah, and game over. You may know this from detaching the front bumper. Luckily the materials are so low quality, I should have cut this open within the next 2 or 3 hours, I guess. I've turned on the heating in the garage today. It's not a good idea at this point. Ah, God! Ay, ay, ay. Now, come on. I'm already halfway through. So I'm now through the actual nut, but the bottom here is even wider. Ah. It's moving. As I mentioned earlier, the upper threads were damaged when I was trying to open this up with my water pump pliers. And now there's a problem with getting the nut over this portion. Oh no, the stud has stripped out now, of course, but the two slots should allow me to counter hold yes. But I guess there's another way. Again, the water pump pliers saved my life. And voila! With all the creative work done, it's from now on business as usual. I will continue with detaching the banana arm, 15 hex here, 18 hex on the other side. Voila, and the connection to the car's subframe is 21 on the outside, and counter holding requires an 18mm hex wrench. Again, this bolt comes out on the inner side. The bolt head is asymmetric. It only fits into the subframe in a certain way, so it may be that it has to be turned, just as in my case. And here it goes. The bolt is now lost inside of the subframe. There it is. And that's the washer that jumped off the side where the nut was attached. Now up to the main lower arm. I will first detach the gas strut. The connection here is with a Torx 60 nut at the opposite side. Okay, this was Torx. No idea what's going on today. There's a second Torx 60-bit in this kit, but this is even weaker with the hole on top. Nevertheless, I have to try it out. I sincerely hope this won't break also. And the lesson out of this is never skip the penetrating fluid. This seems to be kind of a safety against the bolt coming out by itself. Okay, I guess there's still some tension. I have to loosen up the other bolts first. I will start with this bolt joint here on top that connects the vertical link to the upper arm. This wasn't caught on camera last time. Counter holding this stud is much easier than it was at the lower joint. This one requires an 8mm hex socket, and the nut size is 18mm hex. Let's try this with a socket first. Yeah, of course. The stud was turning with the nut. But it wasn't too tight on the bolt also, luckily. Now I ran out of space to counter hold, but the water pump pliers will help me out again. I will not fully detach this, not to get into trouble when the vertical link is dropping down. I will first go on with the lower connection towards the subframe. I will have no chance on this, you know. I'm still waiting for a special press to be delivered. This side is 18mm hex, and the nut on the other side again a 21. Just as on the other side, this bolt doesn't sit tight at all, even though it's the biggest. There's an asymmetric washer at the rear side. So, the lower arm is loose, so I can try to get out the bolt here. The sturdy one, Torx 60. The arm is still caught somewhere here at the start, but This is not bad, since I forgot to remove the sensor cable from the wheel bearing here inside. So that was the bracket and the sensor. And here it goes. As I've learned from the other side, the upper control arm must be unbolted from the inside of the engine compartment, while these two bolts with the welded on fancy washers are only here to counterhold. This nut here cannot be overlooked, so starting on a driver's side would have saved me from lots of trouble. Now the bolt starts turning inside the wheel well. Counterholding requires a 15mm hex wrench or socket. Same at the rear side, just a little bit more hidden here underneath the brake fluid reservoir. So let's try a 17 wrench. I could remove stuff from the brake booster. There's a plug and a sensor that obviously wouldn't be too difficult to detach, but I've now decided to simply break the bolt loose from the wheel well and then use the wrench. Just recognized that there isn't enough room besides the gas strut, so this must be removed first. Nut size is 13 hex. Before fully unscrewing the last nut, of course, I have to grab the strut with my other hand. And here it goes. And now up to the rear bolt inside the wheel well. I was turning the bolt only a little bit, not to scratch the wheel well as it did on the other side. The space is really tight for undoing a nut there. They have done a really good job hiding this. Unfortunately, that's a self-securing nut, so it must be counterholded until it's all the way out. So I now managed to remove the nut together with the washer from the engine bay. Voila! As you can see, the second wheel well is now also cleared, so I can attempt the front subframe next time. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, watch some of my other content, or maybe even subscribe to my channel. See you back next week. Goodbye.